Today we're going to be talking about 30 Minutes or Less, a film loosely based on actual events, directed by Ruben Fleischer.
Nick, a pizza delivery driver, is forced to rob a bank when two small-town criminals strap a time bomb to his chest. To pull off the caper, Nick enlists the aid of a former buddy, but both have no idea how to properly pull off a bank heist. With the cops, the crooks, and the clock all breathing down their neck, the two try to patch up their troubled friendship while preventing Nick from being blown up in 30 minutes or less.
All right, we've all just seen it. Salim, tell us what you think of the story.
Actually, I thought that 30 Minutes or Less was a great example of economic storytelling. And clocking in at just about 83 minutes, the film really doesn't need any more to be able to tell the story. This is a great example of a very simple story being told in a very simple way, but with great results.
Oh, so you really liked the economical aspects of the storytelling and the pace.
Yeah.
Do you think, Brian, that really made it an action film?
Absolutely. I mean, when you're writing a script, there's sort of one of two things that need to take place in every scene. You either need to tell us something new about character, or you need to move the plot forward. And I feel like the problem with a lot of comedies is that there's kind of scenes that don't really need to be there. But this movie, I feel like it was really clean, it was really tight, and every scene needed to be there.
I saw it a little differently. I saw it, instead of being an action film, as more like an homage to an action film. And there, these characters, Nick and Chet, the action film represents everything that they don't have in their lives. They don't have drama or suspense or definite decision making. And so the action film kind of swoops them up and they float from sequence to sequence. But you root for them because they're not Jason Statham. They're schlubby.
Let's be real.
Get down on the ground! Get down on the ground and give me the money in the bank!
Oh, wait, how am I supposed to get you the money if I'm on the ground?
Go get the money in the bank and then get down on the ground afterwards.
All right, I'll be right back.
I think one of the weaknesses of the script was the romantic subplot.
Oh, yeah,
that
so
could have been,
unnecessary,
it's just it was, just one scene basically.
Yeah.
The only thing it did is it provided a little human touch to the Eisenberg character.
Well, it also kind of provided the motivation for the third act.
Yeah. I mean, it needed to be there. I mean, it might not have been executed in the best possible way, but it was still, purposeful.
It was needed for
Yeah.
the damsel in distress portion of the film.
Yeah,
Okay, well, in terms of crafting these characters, what about Jesse Eisenberg and Aziz Ansari and Danny McBride and Nick Swardson?
Yes.
What about them? Do you think that they pulled these characters off? Were they worthy?
I'm so excited to profess my love for Aziz Ansari publicly. I love Parks and Recreation, and I love him on that show. He does great stand-up, so I was so excited to see him in a feature film, and he did not disappoint me at all. He was just so believable and so perfect as this hyperactive, middle school teacher. And his chemistry with Jesse Eisenberg was really great. And then the other two characters, Danny McBride and Nick Swardson. Nick Swardson, who I also love in stand-up, their chemistry was perfect. They were the perfect just two idiots.
Oh, yeah. If you weren't such a skinny little bitch, you could be in the military.
I don't need to be in the military, dude. I taught myself to do this. Went online and looked all this up.
If you're going to the movie expecting to get Aziz Ansari and Danny McBride, that's exactly what you're going to get.
Exactly.
Yeah, what was great is that there was these three characters that were created, and they were probably written very specifically, but once these specific actors got to it, I feel like they really injected their personality into the characters to the point where it's it really felt like it was written specifically for them.
Well, I'm hearing you talk around Jesse Eisenberg. What's up with that?
Okay.
What's up with that?
It pains me to say, and I know it pains
should
Liz.
pain you to say.
It pains Liz for me to say this. It pains us all. But
Doesn't pain me, trust me.
okay, I'll say I do like Jesse Eisenberg. I think he's a great actor. I loved him in Zombieland, another comedy. I thought he was great in The Social Network. This wasn't his best role. He just wasn't as charismatic or as interesting to watch as Aziz Ansari or as any of the other characters, really. He kind of...
You don't think that that's the fault of the writing? You really think it's the performer?
I feel like it was both. It just kind of felt like he was phoning it in for most of the movie, and his performance kind of fell a little flat to me. I loved the way that a lot of the comedic scenes or whatever always would have little surprises at the end. There's this great scene in the beginning where we see Aziz Ansari in a car and we assume we know what's going on, and then this little surprise happens at the end.
Yeah, and they do that a lot.
And they do it often, so I
Yeah.
really loved the little surprises throughout the movie that really kept you interested in watching the film.
And part of that's the editing, is it
Yeah,
not?
it's really well edited, especially for comedy.
The scene always ends at the right time.
Exactly, yeah. And that's not easy to do.
Comes in late and leaves early. You like that terse narrative drive? drive in 83 minutes. I think we've said all there is to say about it, and all that's left is for us to take it to a vote. So if you could reach for your tickets.
This movie's clean. This movie's tight. It gets in, it gets out, it gets the job done. I say see it.
I think this film is a wonderful example of economic comedic filmmaking. Definitely a see it.
Well, I don't really think this film will stand the test of time, but I enjoyed it today.
I'm with
so-
you. I'm with you.
Wait a minute, do you know the future? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I say see it.
Oh, brother.
This movie delivers the laughs, it delivers the excitement, and I think you should, forget about watching the change up and watch this instead. So I say see it.
Wow. Well, that is 4 tickets for 30 minutes or less, which is a see it. Good job, everybody.
Census.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Reach my second
Cheers.
alarm.